What's up, y'all? Come on in. Sit down for a second, man. Open your mind. It's gonna be one of them episodes where I need you to think for yourself. Open your mind to the possibilities of things that you probably never thought about, or that you just didn't see coming. Or you gotta look behind that picture that's been painted for you. You know, this is America, so they like to paint a picture for you that how you looking at shit that don't really exist, how you think of things that never really happened. Or have you forgotten about things that went on? So y'all come in, hit the like button, subscribe if you ain't already subscribed. You know, hit the notification bell so you get the notifications when I'm doing my episodes. I know a lot of people always either y'all miss it or y'all come in the next day and be like, damn, I ain't even know you did a show. And I know I've been sporadic, man, when I'm spread out. But I'm trying, I don't know why I procrastinate on things, but I'm fit to start my prison stories all the way over, man, from juvenile on up. So what we gonna call life stories. I know a lot of people probably ain't gonna come in until we get to the penitentiary part, but that's on them. I'm gonna try to be more graphic with it, but I'm gonna try to slow down with the story so I don't use many cuss words or break as many rules. I got to go back over the rule handbook, man, so I don't mess my other channel up like I did this one. Or it might just be the fact that the powers that be don't really like the things I be saying, because the people who watch my shows ain't supposed to know about this type of stuff that I'm going to tell y'all tonight. Boy, Chad Jackson. I know that ain't my boy 8. But since I got a few people in here, man, let me go and crank this up. Project 2025, man. I told y'all about this way back in 2024. I was telling you, be on the lookout for it. It's already being started. That's how they're going to get Trump in office. Well, now we got people that's going back checking the algorithms and all the everything to see how Trump snaked his way into office. And they already found out how. But the government ain't gonna just believe it because they on dude's side. But I'm gonna see if I can recollect and break it down in layman terms how they did it. They went back and they looked at the red areas and the blue areas, and they looked at the percentage of voter uptick. So it was like, let's say I'm from Little Rock, and Little Rock is a predominantly red voting city. But in Little Rock, only 76% of the people come out to vote in the last 20 years. But this year, 97% of the whole Little Rock to vote, and everything over that 76% went for Trump. Like every last percent over 76. The new people who came out to vote, all of them voted for Trump. That's kind of suspicious. That not only did so many more new people come out to vote, but none of them voted Democrat, not even one. And so they started looking like maybe that's a fake vote. So then you go to the swing states like Pennsylvania, and all of these counties in Pennsylvania had that voter uptick. And all of the votes in the voter uptick over the normal votes went for Donald Trump. So when you get to looking over in Kansas and you looking in California and you looking in Florida and you seeing the same exact pattern of more votes coming in, but all the new votes that come in going red. You say, somebody cheating somebody. You see what I'm saying? Somebody cheating somebody. Because when we was talking about it, in the preliminaries, all them votes wasn't there. All that support wasn't there. She was about to win. She was killing Trump. Trump was being disgraced, and everybody forgot because all of a sudden, out of nowhere, on vote night, he won. So, look into that. I got another theory I want y'all to, you know what I'm saying, think about for yourself and roll it over in your head and see how it go with you. I've always told y'all that the government loves distracting us. They love a Super Bowl. They love a national championship. They love something that's going to get your attention away from what they don't want you to be talking about and they don't want you to be thinking about. And they don't egg it on, hype it up, you know what I'm saying, until that's what everybody talking about. Bow! Somebody got shot. All of a sudden, everything in the world stopped. People who never heard of this person that got shot were speaking on it. They was making posts. They was arguing about it. They was debating about it. It was the biggest thing in the world. But dude was not the biggest thing in the world. So why was the conversation that big? Because they wanted it to be that big. Because you got so many things going on right now with the president being sick. And the president being sick is fucked. The president trying to take the freedom of speech away from the people. The shit he doing with Jimmy Kimmel, the backdoor deals he doing, and all this shit. The robberies he doing in the country. The disrespect he getting from the world. You know what I'm saying? The embarrassment that he getting from the other countries. They don't want us paying attention to that. He don't want us paying attention to that. So now I'm gonna tell you something else. This young kid, you never notice like they keep plucking young kids and turning them into snipers. This young man, barely old enough to play with his nuts, supposed to be the sniper that sent the bullet from way over yonder and hit that man, pow, right where he wanted to hit him at. Same thing with Donald Trump when his playground assassination attempt went down. They go off on top of the building, and like I told y'all way back then, man, the shit was so suspicious. 2 minutes after I heard what happened, I was like, nope, that ain't real. And everybody was like, how you gonna say cause, nigga? It's the president of the United States of America. Secret Service is not gonna be sitting on top of a building next door to the building that a sniper is sitting on, looking at him, aim at the president. They supposed to let this man come up there and get on top of that building and set up and sit there, and as soon as he took a shot at the president, they killed him. Bam! They knew exactly where he was, shot him dead. Y'all was already up there. How could, at the building right next to him, why were there nobody on the building he was on? Everybody was on the other building. Why half of y'all wasn't on the building next to it? This is the Secret Service, man. They are not incompetent like that. They are not allowed to be incompetent like that. That type of incompetence will get you put in prison for life. You can't tell it's a mistake and the president almost dead when all your job is to do is make sure the president don't end up dead. You ain't gonna tell me, well, I was taking a smoke break, I was on the roof next door to the dude, I didn't see him. Y'all saw the dude over there. You did nothing. Made me feel like it was part of the plan. Now, they say old boy was sitting in one spot, but there's video evidence that a muzzle flash went off in a whole different spot. They freeze framed that video and slowed that bitch down so hard that you could see the bullet right here. Assassination in the back of the head, but they say he shot him in the neck. Exit wound in the neck. Because it came from up high, through the head, out the neck. Real sniper. But that muzzle flash that happened 2.8, I don't know, right, bam! Right before goddamn that bullet. And you, like I said, they freeze frame, they slowed it down. You see the bullet right at the back of the head, and then the next frame, when it light up, it's a hole in front of the neck. That's assassination. So now you got to go ask yourself, when the government, my bad, I wasn't supposed to say the government. When the assassination occurs, who do you think did it? You think some group paid for assassination to get them done? If it was the government. Because once again, why did they go lying? Why did they make up so many false stories about what happened so fast? You already know what Trump gonna say. Oh, it was the radical left. Man, the radical left don't even exist. That's just what you blame it on. Anytime something happens, he gonna say the radical left, and then all his followers gonna say, "I'll kill the Democrats. Get the Democrats." The radical left. You can't show me no evidence of anything the Democrats have done to the point of what you saying they do. Now, we can go back and find the radical right. Yeah. We can go back and find the assassination attempts that Republicans have tried, whether it be via a shotgun, a sniper rifle, or a hammer, breaking in people's house trying to unalive them. We done seen the radical right at work. You ain't fit to go back to the news and tell me none of that bullshit the radical left did, because the radical left don't exist. That's a scapegoat. All the shit that they blamed on Joe Biden, that Joe Biden wasn't doing, when they say he was trying to stop freedom of speech and he was trying to do this and that, man, Trump was all so much against all that shit. Trump is on camera saying that if we don't have freedom of speech, we don't have any rights in America. That's the first thing they're going to try to take from us, the freedom of speech, and then everything else go to the wayside behind it. And then you got Trump saying, hey, I don't like what he said, y'all get rid of him, or I'm going to stick the FCC on him. And then the FCC get to make a phone call like, hey, y'all deal with him or we going to deal with him. I know a lot of y'all watch my boy Bill Feasy, right? How many times you done heard a motherfucker in his story, in prison, a real live gang member, real live unaliver, a real live convict, say, hey, either y'all gonna deal with him or we gonna deal with him. Y'all already know what type of motherfucker that is to say that. Ted Cruz them say it's mafioso. I just say, hey, it's a motherfucker that's not playing fair. It's a motherfucker who's saying, okay, either y'all gonna do something or we gonna break the rules and do it ourselves. Thing about it is, I'm in the mind frame of a real gangster ain't gonna say it, they gonna do it. They not gonna come to you and tell you, hey, either y'all gonna do it or we gonna do it. It ain't no ultimatum. When it's time for something to get done, the mafia ain't never came no motherfucker told her, hey, y'all do it or we gonna do it. No. You just wake up with the horse head in your bed. We did it. You know we did it. What you gonna do about it? Man, y'all drink water and look out for your mental health. That's where we at with it right now, man. You got the president testing his boundaries. It's that time. I told y'all he couldn't do this shit the first go round. He had to set it up. Now that he can set it up, he's a whole different type of asshole in office. He pushing boundaries them folks didn't expect him to push. They thought it ain't gonna happen. And I said, why you think it ain't gonna happen when he done tricked these folks into giving him early immunity? Meaning he can do what the fuck he wanna do and y'all can't charge him. All y'all can do is vote against the shit and be like, nah, we don't wanna do that. When it came down to them tariffs and all that shit, he wasn't doing that shit the right way. That man jumped up and said, I'm gonna do this because I wanna do this. And whether it's right or wrong, it don't matter, because by the time y'all undo it, the rich folks that I said I was gonna help get some money, I done already got them some money. The pockets that I'm trying to fill up, by the time y'all can undo it or stop it or whatever, billions of dollars that already came through. You see what I'm saying? It's like you can play that shit out like, oh well, I ain't know I couldn't do it like that. But by the time we get to that part, the damage has been done. And Americans just gonna be happy to go back to saving a little bit of money. But all the money that getting took from you and already went where he wanted it to go. That's like I had to break it down, man, early in my podcasting days when I started talking about political shit, and I'm like, man, do y'all not remember when I was telling y'all about the oil and how George Bush Jr. owned the oil and all this and that? So when he went to war, the gas prices went up. The gas stations he owned made so much money every day. When a gallon of gas go from 98 cents to $3.98, that's a $3 profit off every gallon pumped every day. So you tell me, if across the world, across the country, niggas is pumping $3 billion worth of gas a day, let's say it ain't that much, let's say it's a cool $10 million worth of gas a day. That's $30 million profit a day. 30 million a day. What? I seen Rollo on line the other day trying to teach nigga how to make $30,000, $60,000 a month. For one of us worker bees, that's a whole lot of goddamn money. But imagine one of these higher up motherfuckers is pushing buttons and telling lies, making 30 million a day off one scheme. And then they told us that George Bush was worth $14 million. And I say, how? This nigga own a baseball team. Or he used to. You know how much baseball players make? How do you own the team when everybody on the team get paid more a year than your whole net worth? We not gonna do that. Top notch baseball, motherfucker, and this to the best of my knowledge, it might be way more, triple more. These motherfucking contracts be 100 million, 300 million. What? And you got 14 million to your name? How is you paying your players at this team that you own? How is you paying the light bill at this stadium? Huh? Tell me again, make it make sense? I need to know. You damn lie. And the folks know you lying. It's always something other than what you think, man. I told y'all when 9/11 went down, it's a reason why nobody with a voice is having a discussion, asking a question, or talking about Bin Laden's brother having a meeting with George Bush Sr. on September 10th. Bruh, then in 30 years, they not gonna talk about that. It's taboo, it's not gonna be discussed. You'll hear it on a podcast, you'll hear it on the streets. You're not gonna hear it on nobody's news station. You're not gonna hear it on CNN, and they be like, hey man, what was y'all talking about, Mr. Bush and Mr. Bin Laden, 24 hours before the other Bush and the other Bin Laden had this little thing that is still, you know what I'm saying, being talked about to this day. We're gonna talk about their part, but we're not gonna talk about y'all part. Come on, man, make it make sense. I was alive. My boss, we did a conference call on September 11th. I had forgot all about it. I jumped on the conference call. He like, hey man, I'm pretty sure everybody on here remember what they was doing 28 years ago to this day at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, shit, I bet I don't. And then I got to thinking about it. I said, damn, yes I do. I don't give a damn about all the rest of the days in my life. I remember exactly what I was doing when I found out about that shit. I'll tell you. I done told you before, but I'll tell you again. I was in county jail on an aggravated robbery charge waiting to go to prison. This was the last barracks I was in before I went off to prison. I woke up. I'm like, I'm finna step outside and smoke me a cigarette. They just popped the doors. I had used the bathroom and got myself together, so I didn't come out right when everybody else came out. But when I come out, there's probably about 20 people standing around the TV. I walk around them 20 people. I go outside. Got my cigarette already. I look back inside and I tell the CEO, I'm like, hey, Dep, let me get a light. We come outside and light my cigarette. It's early. This is the first time we coming out to sales since breakfast. So I'm like, something ain't right. I'm the only one outside smoking. And in county jail, motherfuckers love to smoke. Motherfuckers who ain't got no cigarettes coming out. Cause they gonna be like, hey man, hey Phil, let me get a finger burner. Let me hit that. Let me smoke with you. You got a cigarette, something. Nobody out here smoking with me. Nobody out here begging. None of that. Everybody at the TV. So I'm looking at them like, what the hell? Trying to figure out what the hell on the TV that got everybody's attention. I smoked a half cigarette and put it out. I put it on the thing. On the cause his glass, his windows right there, but his bars going through them. Not bars, little rails. Cause it's chopped up in squares. I put it on the lip of the window. I stepped in to see what's going on, and then like first thing I heard was, oh, another plane, look. I'm like, what the hell y'all looking at? Bam, plane went into the building. I said, what the hell? They say, bruh, that wasn't no accident. I'm like, what you talking about? What the hell going on? They like, man, they flying planes into the Twin Towers. I'm like, huh? He said, hell yeah, bro. They flew one plane into the tower, bro. We thought it was an accident. They just flew another plane into the other tower. A couple minutes later, they were like, they tracking a third plane headed towards the White House. What? And it was like, it was fucking me up because I had already been telling folks I was in the military before that. And one thing America prides themselves on is Americans ain't never had to look up and see foreign tanks driving down their boulevards, their avenues, and their streets, the way ours be overseas. We gonna fuck with a motherfucker, you gonna look up and see American tanks coming down your neighborhood, blowing shit up, knocking shit down. America pride themselves on being the big bad wolf. Nobody ever had the nuts to bring the fight to us like that. You know, the motherfuckers will try, but them planes don't come over here and all this and that. They thought it might at one point. Back in the day when everybody was building bomb shelters and thought it was fit to go down. But it's just the way America sets shit up, man. They gonna blind you with the lies. They gonna hide the truth. And it's all for, you know, it's like when you see a movie and they always talking about this and that, and then they just say, well, the people, they need to know it was national security, we were trying to keep everybody safe. No, y'all had y'all own little shit y'all was trying to do, and you didn't want to be found out. Like Watergate. Y'all had y'all own shit y'all wanted to do, and y'all didn't want to be found out. Project 2025 is all about the takeover of the white race, and I'm going to tell you what's going on. I've been told y'all, no matter what you hear, they want to tear America down and build it back up. But they want to save as many structures and buildings and what's the word? They want to keep it as close to what it is now. They don't want to destroy the texture of America. They want to destroy the fabric of America and resew it. They want to put MAGA back in place. They want to put niggas back in their place. They can't put Mexicans in their place because they can't control it. It's not legal for them to do to the Mexicans what they did to us. They can't kill their voice. They can't beat the language out of them. See, that's how they did us. They took our language from us. We can't communicate without being found out. We used to could. We had hip hop. They wasn't even paying it no attention. Then y'all started telling motherfuckers Eminem was the greatest because he can rap. Get the fuck out of here. So now they all listen to rap music. And we can't, the young motherfuckers so young and dumb, they never matured to the point of finding out that, nigga, this is how we pass our messages. This is how we communicate with everybody without letting everybody in on the business. So now they just rap to get money and you know what I'm saying, they don't have no message. They not enlightening nobody because hell, they ain't enlightening themselves yet. They think it's all about getting chains and whips and cars and shit. And it's like, bro, you dumbing your people down. You not smartening them and lifting them up. Y'all making it hard on motherfuckers because you got all the women thinking that goddamn you selling ass and twerking pussy, and that's what it is. You got niggas thinking goddamn you got to be trained to go. You got to be ready to kill another nigga. Man, fight for the cause. Stop fighting against the cause. I heard Pastor Gino today, he didn't know exactly what he was talking about, but what he was saying was right. He was naming Bloods and Crips and talking about Chicago, and I'm like, you're missing your mark. We know what you're trying to say, but you're missing the mark. He said, Crips, take heed. He said Bloods first. But he was basically naming the Bloods, the Crips, and the Gangster Disciples. And he was like, stop killing each other in Chicago, and the president wouldn't have a reason to say what he's saying or try to do what he's trying to do with Chicago. Y'all acting like women because you doing all this damn shit and you don't want to take no accountability for it. And if I'm offending women when I say that, I'm sorry. But in my eyes, it's the truth. Y'all know y'all do a lot of shit and don't take no accountability for it. Prime example, let me tell you some shit I saw today that we don't get back to the business. I saw a story, and I know the girl just posted the shit because they don't take no accountability. They post anything to get some likes and some interaction on Facebook. But she was talking about how her fiance left her because he found out that she had sex with his homeboy back in the Gap, saying that it shouldn't have been shit. And he was like, hey, you wasn't even gonna tell me, Chris wasn't gonna tell me, you wasn't gonna tell me, Mike had to tell me. Chris was gonna be his best man. Chris had messed around before she got with dude. And the girls all in the comments talking about, man, all the females talking about, girl, you dodged a bullet and all this and that. That nigga ain't got no communication skills with his homeboy. They should have been communicating that. And I'm like, pause, time out, flag on the plate. If you are this man's fiance, take accountability for your lack of communication skills. Fuck what his homeboy got to say. This your husband. This your fiance. This your boyfriend. This your person. This your man. You should have communicated the fact that, hey, baby, I don't know how you're going to take this, but I got to let you know your home. My thing is this here. He ain't fit to marry his homeboy. But at the same time, you having more respect for the homeboy than is for the husband, because you fit to set this man up to marry you while you and his homeboy hiding secrets. You know his other homeboys know. Everybody got this inside joke, but all y'all know what's going on. Everybody can laugh at dude and, you know, smile in his face. How's this gonna be your husband when you fixing it where other men can smile in this man's face and talk behind his back? That's a real question. You should have been told that man what was going on. Let him make his mind up that, you know what, baby, I don't give a damn. They can't laugh about it because I know about it. Once I know about it, the joke is over. What they gonna say? Oh, I hit it too. Well, nigga, so what? You think I thought she was a virgin when she got with me? The only thing that make this something is if I didn't know and you come to me like, yeah, nigga, but I bet you didn't know I fucked your gal. I bet you don't know I don't give a fuck. You didn't fuck the version of this woman that I'm married. Because if you had the woman that I got right now, you would have married her. If I had the woman that you fucked, I'd have got rid of her like you did. People change, bro. And after every relationship, people gonna either go down or they gonna go up. So if you fucked and she went up and came to me, thank you. I'm laughing at you. Your single ass over here miserable. Fucking up your friendship trying to be funny. I'll holler, nigga. Or maybe I won't. But the whole thing is, she didn't take no accountability. They acting like the dude, the husband, is the fucked up individual in the situation for leaving her. No. He not. My thing is, when he texted her and asked her about it, she acted like it was nothing. When he told her that they were going to break up and she could go and leave and leave his key, the broad ain't put up a fight. Because you went to the internet to try to, after you was already making him look bad. But you don't realize you're not the woman for him. Anybody else for that matter. Now it's like, this is why me and my homeboys done ran through you and you ain't got no man. You still just damn far away from finding you a husband. And don't say you don't want one, because you was just about to get married. I'm not gonna act like I don't want a wife, I just want the right one. So yeah, I left you alone. But like I said, that's how everything to make it look like it ain't on you. You'll do anything to make it look like it wasn't your fault. But in actuality, it is. I hate to say it, man. These folks play so many games with us, but at the end of the day, we all want our own worst enemy. At this point, how the world is, black women sit up online and talk about black men all day long. Everything is negative and derogatory. Everything we do, we got to be gay for it. Black men do the same thing to black women. And I ain't gonna say that nobody deserves it. A lot of people do deserve it. But the thing is, like I always tell y'all, man, we got to help people. So when you see people going through that situation, sometimes instead of clowning them, either let them find out on their own or try to talk them off their legs. But you ain't got to talk bad about them. I'm going to be real. When I went to Memphis last weekend, I was in that club. I came out that club with a different mindset. Because I did enjoy myself. I wasn't trying to holler at nobody. Well, I had a female with me, but I wasn't trying to holler at nobody. I wasn't even trying to holler at her. I don't know if I had broke that down to y'all in the other episode, but I knew that shit wasn't gonna work before I even went to Memphis. because on my way from Texas, and I'm gonna get back to my change of perspective. On my way back, well, let me get to the change of perspective, and I'm gonna tell y'all all about the whole weekend. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to get to switching back and might get something. I realized that these folks in these clubs, man, they kicking, they young. A lot of them don't know no better. But I was like, man, it ain't my place to down them and talk bad about them, because it's just part of what they want us to do, is attack each other. You gotta let people live and learn. I did. I was not always a reasonable person. I was not always somebody that was going, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't always who I am today. I always been a good person, but it was times I did some bad shit. The thing about it is, I had a conscience. I knew I was doing wrong. I couldn't explain to you all the times I was doing wrong why. I just knew I was messing up. Now, situation with old girl. Back in the day, I met her when I was working at Maybelline. Before the truck driving and all that. Just before the truck driving, matter of fact. I ain't gonna say just before, it was about 8 years ago I saw a truck driving 5 years ago. But when I met her, there was a lot of controversy around her on the job. She had, well, not had, but while I was there, a dude that I had used to chop it up with, she got him fired. And to the best of my knowledge, I thought they was talking. Like, you know how people be at work, boyfriend and girlfriend at work. I thought they was in one of them type of situationships. Dude seemed to be a player, but he was like, he didn't know how to be a player. He did too much. He tried to spread himself too thin, all in that one little area, which was work. I don't know exactly why, but she ended up getting dude fired, saying that he was harassing her. And I wasn't seeing it like that. I was seeing it the other way around, like it was a mutual thing. Now, she was mean as hell at work. Everybody was scared to talk to her and all this and that. I just so happened to meet her online and didn't realize this was that motherfucking Hellcat from the job. Online, her personality was up to par. So we got to chopping it up. And we decided we were going to link up. She came to the crib and it ended up going down. While she at the crib, I'm realizing that this is the damn Hellcat from the job. We discussed it. At the job, we acted like we didn't know each other. Keep everybody out of our business. We didn't talk at work or laugh and link up and none of that. Long story short, I seen her on Facebook and I didn't know who she was, but I added her as a friend and I started a conversation. After I started the conversation, she reciprocated. And she was like, you look like somebody, I'm trying to find the words that she used. somebody I was involved with back in the day. I'm not realizing that I'm actually somebody she was involved with back in the day. I'm thinking I favor the dude she talking about. I'm like, oh, yo, she's like, yeah. I can't remember where it was from. I think it was at work. And I'm looking when she said work. I looked at her. I looked at her lips and I said, oh, shit. I said, you sure right, Maybelline. And she was like, hell yeah. And I'm telling her, I'm like, yeah, you came to the crib, man. And while I'm saying that, she was already typing. She was like, yeah, I came up to your house and you were playing that R. Kelly when we was. She was like, you was playing that R. Kelly. Black Panther album. I remember that. So we started chopping up, we on the phone, you know what I'm saying? Just normal everyday conversation, but I'm telling her, I'm like, man, you should have, where you at now? She's like, I'm back up in my hometown. She told me where it was, y'all don't even know. I'm like, man, you should have stayed down here. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna fuck with you. She was like, nah, you didn't want to fuck with me. We was grown, we knew what we was doing. So we did what we did, and that's what it was. She was like, but I ain't gonna lie. I had you all pegged wrong. I thought you was a player, and you was all over the place with 1,000 different women and all this and that. And I'm like, that ain't me. I said, I don't care how fast it happened. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you. Sometimes it might happen so fast it seems like that's all I want. But if I done gave you some of this, I'm not trying to just give it to you and blow you off and never speak to you again. That ain't who I am. Mine is precious, so if I give it to you, we need to be trying to explore how many more years we gonna do this here. If not, I want to let me enjoy my peace. So I had asked her, you know, my birthday was on the 15th, and I didn't have no plans except for on the 15th, which was a Monday, going out to eat with the family. So I'm like, man, I was already feeling like I wanted to get out that weekend. I wanted to go get out. Asked her, I'm like, hey man, you want you to come back down here for the weekend, you know what I'm saying, and we can go celebrate my birthday. And she was like, when your birthday? I told her on the 15th. She was like, something wrong with my car, so I can't get down there this weekend. But I'm going to Memphis next my birthday. I'm like, damn, when your birthday? She's like, 21st. I'm like, oh, okay. She was like, you want to come to Memphis? And I had everything planned out already. She said she was going to go get this tattoo. I'm like, shit, I'm in the mood to go get some tattoos. That's when I went, you know what I'm saying, I got my shit for my birthday. I was going to get some shit done in Memphis with my hands and forearm and my neck. But I was like, I was thinking to myself, I said, man, because she was saying that she didn't know what she was going to get her shit done at, and these motherfuckers be wanting deposits, and I'm like, man, I don't fuck around like that. Besides, I got my own tattoo artist and the nigga Cole, you know what I'm saying? He gonna do me right on the price, and he gonna do me right on the ink. Shit gonna, you know what I'm saying? We gonna chop it up and come up with something reasonable, and then it's on. All I gotta do is show up, put the money in hand, and it's going down. So I got to thinking, I'm like, man, I'm gonna go kick it with her for her birthday, but yeah, this is my birthday weekend. I'm gonna go do some shit for myself, so I'm gonna go get my hands and my wrist done, and I'll save my neck for up there. When she get her shit done, we both go to the tattoo parlor. Well, she ended up flaking on the tattoo up there, so I'm glad I went and got my shit done down here. But the way my job's set up, I'm usually in the Dallas area when it's time for me to go back home for the weekend. And I was on the way up. Friday night, Saturday morning, from Dallas back to Little Rock. I thought about the fact that Arkansas was playing Memphis, in Memphis, that weekend that we were supposed to be kicking it. And it was going to be an 11 o'clock game. And I'm thinking, early in the morning, I know she got her shit planned out, her clubs and all this shit she going to go to. Let me see what the plan is for 11 in the morning, Saturday. When she said she didn't have no plans really, or they was flexible, I said, hey, do you want to go to the game? She like, how much the tickets cost? I told her it was $100 a piece. And she like, I can't see myself paying no $100 for a football ticket. I said, I asked you if you wanted to go, so why would you need to spend $100 on a football ticket? I said, I'm a real nigga. If I ask you if you want to go somewhere, it's because I'm paying. What type of niggas you used to messing with? Nigga gonna ask you if you want to go somewhere on a trip on your birthday weekend, and then you got to pay for it? Nigga not like me. But I'm like, man, you ain't gotta worry about, you know what I'm saying, no motherfucking football ticket. I say, but it is my birthday too, so I tell you what, I buy the tickets in the parking and shit, and while we there, you just pay for the food. You know, if a nigga want a old soft press or something, nigga want a old beer or something, then it's on you. She was like, how much that shit be cost? I said, man, it might be about $10, but I'm like, damn, I'm spending $200 on the tickets and however much on the parking. You might end up spending $30, $40, $50 on a nigga for their birthday. What's the problem? So we got that out of the way. I chopped it up with her and her homegirl because they were both on the phone. Well, her homegirl wasn't on the phone, but she was in her presence. So, of course, I'm going to tell best friend, I said, hey, and all this and that. I don't want best friend not liking me. So while I'm up here, I'm getting hated on. When I get off the phone with them, by this time they at the club. I go to her page on Facebook. I seen something that I did not like. She was at the club, in the club bathroom, bouncing her ass, twerking and shit, and I'm like, hold up. Hold up. I said, man, look here, you turning damn near my age. What is you doing? Take it off your thing. I mean, take that shit off Facebook. She gonna hit me with the lighthearted whatever. And I'm like, man, I'm not playing, I'm serious. And females look at it like that's a form of a nigga trying to control you. If you ask me, I look at it as a form of leadership. Because y'all always want us to lead, but when we try to lead, y'all so fucking argumentative that we can't. I'm trying to tell you, hey, you got a real nigga in your presence. Don't disrespect me by shaking your ass for every nigga on Facebook. Especially when you're not even that tight. I've been all up and down your Facebook. I ain't seen you shaking no ass nowhere. I ain't seen you showing no body parts nowhere. That's one of the things that made me even try to fuck with you like that. Because you was respectable. Now, I'm thinking, because I had already bought the football tickets at this point. And I'm telling myself, I'm like, damn, nigga. And I know people don't think about it being this serious, but I was dead ass serious. I'm telling myself, I said, man, if I wouldn't have already spent $200 on football tickets, I'll cancel this trip. I'll just go ahead and unfriend her on Facebook and not show up to Memphis and not answer my phone calls or no text messages no more. And she'll swear me down, I'm a whole ass nigga. But I swear me down, you a hoe. Whether you actually is or not, you presenting yourself that way. So presentation is what it is. Perception. If every nigga on Facebook looking at you as a hoe, you can't fight that. You can't argue with every nigga that you're not a hoe, but you said to present yourself as a hoe doing hoe shit. But this is the killing part. I'm getting close to Memphis. Nah, we was actually in the car together at this time. And she gonna tell me about some nigga in her inbox that she been knowing. And this nigga got a woman and everything. And she like, I don't understand it. I've been knowing this nigga 8-9 years. He ain't never disrespected me. He ain't never came to me like that. This nigga know damn well he got a woman and he all in my inbox talking to me like this and this and that. And I said, man, can I tell you something without you getting mad? She was like, what's up? I said, there's two types of women in the world. The kind that demand respect and the kind that ain't gonna get no respect. They put it out there that they don't want no respect. Once you disrespect yourself, it's up. Niggas coming. The vultures is coming. She like, what you mean? I said, didn't I tell you to take that Troy video off Facebook? I say, once niggas see you bouncing your ass all over the place in public and you want every nigga in the world to see that, they gonna treat you like the type of woman to do that shit. Now you gonna tell me that all this time, niggas ain't came at you like that, but now niggas are hopping your inbox talking all up under your clothes, talking about what they want to do to you. You presented yourself like that, bouncing your ass on Facebook. I said, you think the other women on Facebook bouncing their ass don't get them type of messages all day, every day? They done got used to it. They like that type of attention. Obviously you don't. So why would you be seeking that type of attention if you don't want it? But once again, no accountability. She didn't say, you know what? That makes sense. You right. I'm gonna take that shit down. She said, I'm a grown woman. I should be able to do what I want to do and niggas supposed to respect me. No. Niggas respect what you give them to respect. If you ain't giving them shit to respect, they not gonna respect it. I said, man, you gotta realize it's some women in the world ain't never got to worry about no man coming in their inbox like that. Not the freaky niggas, the freaky Jasons, they not coming, none of that. Certain women just give off an aura of respect. The way they dress, the way they move, the way they carry themselves. You don't see the disrespectful shit. Hold on, my ear. Alright. So, I'm like, man, you got some women who just don't get disrespected like that. They not gonna put themselves out there on the auction block to be disrespected. You did. And now you surprised that overnight, people who ain't never disrespected you in your life is not doing that. Dude didn't change overnight. He ain't become a different person. You did. This motherfucker been in female inboxes saying the shit he's saying to you. Huh?
In 1.25 miles, keep right to I-40 West.
I said, dude, this dude he been that type of dude. Cheating on a woman and all in other female inboxes and trying to hit something. I say, but he never came at you like that because you never gave him the opening. You never presented yourself like somebody that was gonna go for it. And now you do. I don't know if you can take the video down and change that nigga mind. All the niggas who didn't see it gonna still respect you. But them niggas who saw it might not never get their booty bouncing out their head. And all you can say is, it's my birthday, I should be able to, hey man. One thing I'm gonna tell you is, this is where you go wrong with
I-40 West.
What you do in the club is in the club. But once you do it in the club and you come back and you post it on social media for the world, then now you got to deal with the world. And she was talking about her job, how people on her Facebook page is, cause she's a nurse. She got patients. And she talking about how some of her patients are already making comments and she telling them, hey, get out of my business, it's my birthday, I do what I want to do, it's my birthday. As long as I ain't doing it at the job. And I had to tell them, like, man, you don't understand that even once you put them patients in your personal business, once your patients are allowed on your Facebook page, your job is on your Facebook page. You see what I'm saying? If you wanted to keep your private life private and separate from your job, nobody at your job should be able to see your Facebook page. None of your patients should be able to come to you and talk about what you're doing in the club because they should not know. And that's why I be saying, look, it's one thing if you're doing the shit at the club, you dressing like that at the club, that's at the club. People dress like that at the club. But once you leave the club and you take pictures at the club and you post that on social media, that's not the club no more. That's the world. That's why they call it the World Wide Web. It's worldwide, and you caught up in the web. Everything affects everything on the web. When a fly hit way over here on the web and the spider way over here, the spider gonna know, hey, it's a fly over there. I feel it. This is the web. It trickulates. You see what I'm saying? The web touches everything. And everything touched the web is in that motherfucker. And it's stuck there. So once you put that shit on your Facebook page, that's why I saw it. I'm like, hey, take that off. And I'm grown, nigga. Don't be trying to control me. Don't be trying to tell me what to do. See, that's how you niggas go wrong. Yeah, by trying to be men and trying to lead y'all into being women, y'all don't want to be women and you don't want to take no accountability for it. When a nigga got them react to the shit you did, it's his fault. No, y'all gotta share that blame. Because even though he shouldn't have made the comment, look what you created what he commented on. Make it make sense. You created what he commented on. But he wrong. Come on, man. Come on, man. It is what it is. Back to the politic part. Oh, yeah, let me finish up telling y'all the weekend. So, I go to her homegirl house because that's where she at. I thought she was in a hotel room. She at her homegirl house. I pull up. I had brought her a Razorback jersey. I told her to go buy some white leggings. This is the day before. I told her to go buy some white leggings to go with this red Razorback jersey I'm gonna bring her. I told her I'm wearing white jersey, white pants, white red shoes. I ended up wearing a white Godfather Razorback hat too. I'll post a picture so y'all can see. But I get there around 9:50. The game kick off at 11. And she telling me we got to go to Walmart so she can get some leggings. And I'm like, why you didn't do this last night? Even though last night she was arguing me that she didn't want to get white, she wanted to get black. And I'm like, no, we're not going to get black because black ain't our colors. The colors is red and white. So, like, man, why you gotta be so combative? Go get the shit I'm telling you to get. And it ain't one of them situations where, like, quit trying to think for yourself. But I had to break it down to her, and she telling me, like, I can hear her homegirl in the background talking about some, what he talking about, don't get black. Black and red, match that, go together, and all this and that. And I'm like, man, this a team event.
In 3/4 of a
Put on
mile,
team
take
colors.
exit 2B.
She telling me she don't want to wear white leggings because white get dirty too fast. And I'm like, man, you gonna have this shit on 3, maybe 4 hours. You can't wear some shit for 3, 4 hours. But I'm just saying though, the black I go with it too. Hey man, team colors red and white. You're not going to a concert, you're going to a football game.
Take exit 2B on the
Your
right
homegirl
to
trying to
US
tell you.
64 East, then exit right.
One thing about fashion. This ain't a fashion show. We're going to a sporting event. Let me handle the sports events. So now we got to go to Walmart with an hour to spare. And I'm telling her, I'm like, hey, we got to go find parking. I said, I ain't buy no parking pass because the parking pass was $538. I explained to her how sports work. they'll sell you the tickets. And once you get your tickets and you try to find parking, that's when you find out that, hey, the people selling the parking, like, oh, you already bought the tickets, you're going to get parking. You're not going to
In
not
1
go
mile,
to the game
take
because
exit 3 on the right
because of how
toward
much the
Arkansas
parking costs.
59.
So we got to rush to Walmart, find some leggings and shit. Long story short, we ended up at a grocery store type Walmart that didn't sell leggings. So now we got to go somewhere else. We come out of Walmart and say, hey, there go a hair store. Let's go over there. They didn't have no white leggings, so they had like some white sweatpants type bell bottoms. Got them. We go to the game. She changing in the car while I'm driving down the road. All right, we found some free parking. Thank God. We head on into the stadium.
Take exit 3 on the right toward Arkansas
We
59.
get off in the stadium. Everything going good. Boom, Arkansas score is hot. I see the man with the tee. So I jump up, I'm like, hey, I'm finna go get this tee. You want one? She's like, yup. I'm like, man, she's supposed to be
In
paying
1
for
quarter
it.
mile, turn right on Riggs Drive.
I go get the tee. I hardly ever keep cash on me. So I forgot that I had a $10 bill. Dude, like the tee was $10. I had a 20, I gave him 20. He said, man, all I got is $8. So he kept 2. I'm like, you dirty, sneaky motherfucker. By the time I go sit down, I remember I had the 10. I was like, fuck.
In 1 3/4 miles, take exit 5 on
When
the
I get
right
back,
to Kelly Highway.
She telling me, I just got through cussing these motherfuckers behind us out. Huh? You just got to, and mind you, we in Memphis. These the Memphis fans behind us. Like 6, 7 big burly ass white boys. I'm like, for what? And she gonna say, cause one of them gonna say, oh, it's like that? It's like that? I said, he was talking to you? I had stood up. Right when I stood up, that's what he said.
Take exit 5 on the right to Kelly Highway.
And then when I
turn
signed,
right.
he was like, that's what I thought. So I cussed his ass out, and I'm like, everything you saying this man is saying could have been directed to the football game. You know, fans talk shit to the game. Fans talk shit to the other team. They talk shit to the ref. They talk shit to the coach. Hell, they might even talk shit to the other fans. It's part of the game. It's not to be taken as disrespect unless you're drunk. And then you see motherfuckers fighting in the stands, but it's always some dumb shit. So my thing is this here. You can't even prove to me that this man said anything to you, but you cussed him out instead of,
Take exit
you can
5
see me
on the
20
right
feet
to
away
Kelly Highway,
getting this tea.
then turn right.
Why not wait till I got back and let me know what happened? Let me as the man take the man role and straighten it out. And I would just simply ask him, hey bro, you got a problem with my girl, y'all, was you talking to her when you said woo bam? Now he got 2 options. We all know what option he gonna take. But I'm gonna give him an option to say, yeah, she was standing up in my way, I told her to sit her ass down, and that's what I thought. Or, bro, I don't know what's wrong with her now, I wasn't even talking to her. Okay, misunderstanding. Enjoy the game. You feel me? But she don't give me that option.
In 3/4 mile,
I'm
take
trying to
exit
explain to
6
her like I
on the
explained
right
to a lot of
Grand
females back in
Avenue,
the past
then
on the
turn
show,
right.
off the show. Stop putting your man, your brother, your father into fucked up situations where now they fit to lose their life because of your ego. You done threw this man in some shit.
Take exit 6 on the right to
He don't
Grand
even,
Avenue,
he
then
didn't do
turn
nothing
right.
to deserve this. He ain't poked his chest out. He ain't had no pride or nothing. He just didn't walk around the corner to get your ass a $6 tee, come back, and now he in the fight of his life. Same thing like when I told y'all about my nephew get shot and his ex-wife come up to the hospital with her homegirls, and then her homegirl want to argue with me and his other cousin, his other uncle, and then jump out there and say, you know who my daddy is? My dad is such and such, and we actually know who your daddy is. Your dad is part of my hood. He come from where I come from. He rep what I rep. He know me. So when he step up to the situation and find out that it's me, he gonna look at you and say, hey, that shit over with. I ain't finna do nothing to do. I ain't finna say nothing
miles,
to do.
take exit
It ain't-
8A on the right.
Why did
to
you say
Arkansas
something to me?
22 West.
And I ain't gonna sit there like, nah, nigga, what you gonna do? I'm fully aware that he gonna shut that shit down when he see who I am. She the one not aware of it. But what if I'm not there and he pull up and the other cousin there, the other uncle, because this nigga's an OG too, but he from the opposite side. He bang a different color. So when your Crip daddy get up here and it's Bloods over here that he arguing with, you can lose your daddy to the graveyard
Take
or prison
exit
yard.
8A on the right to
And what you
Arkansas
gonna be thinking?
22
Damn, I
West.
should never call my daddy up here. I should have never did that. I should have never did that. Yeah. Well, she was like, man, I should have never did that. I should never called my daddy up here to get in this damn beef that he didn't have nothing to do with. He wasn't nowhere around. Wasn't no reason for it or none of that. But I didn't like the way they was talking to my homegirl, so I jumped in it and stood up for her. And then they got to talking that shit to me, and I threw my daddy under the
Continue
bus.
on 540.
You feel me? Because nothing was directed at her. We was talking to his ex-wife like, hey, we really don't want you up here. What is you doing up here? And the whole thing is, because she had been disrespecting my nephew online earlier. She had been talking about how she was gonna get somebody to jump him, talking about somebody need to kill him. And then out the blue, some weird ass nigga unload on my nephew at the mall. In the middle of the goddamn promenade, just light his ass up. So yeah, at this point in time, you is part of the main suspect crew. And even if you ain't, we don't like your mouth. We don't like the games you play. So we really don't want you up here. We in a mood right now. We breathing right now for what's happening to my nephew. What he going through, all the blood in the goddamn hospital bed and on the hospital floor. All on them sheets, and his kids got to go there and see him like that. So yeah, we pissed off at you, because we don't know who else to direct this energy to. So you should take heed of us being courteous that we cuss you out and telling you to get the fuck from up here, instead of just bum rushing your ass. Because we could have just physically took it out on you and everybody you brought with you. But that would have been wrong. Maybe. But like I said, it's another situation where a motherfucker don't want to take accountability. Y'all came up here, and I know y'all know, you know how people is. I know they were hyping themselves in the car. Hype me up. Hype me up. I know they were hyping themselves up in their car. You know, we finna go up here. We know these motherfuckers up here. I don't give a damn. His new girlfriend up here. The bitch better not say nothing to me. Man, we know y'all hyping y'all self up. Wanna know how I know? Because when you pulled up at the hospital, you drove right through the crowd, because we had the crowd standing in front of the emergency room door and the parking spot where you got to go in the parking section. The parking, I don't know the name of it right now. I can't think of it. The parking deck, parking garage, whatever it is. You had to drive through the crowd and his family to get in there. So we knew you was on the way. And when you came through the crowd, you had to drive slow, but you had the windows up and you wouldn't look at nobody and all that. Baby sis got her auntie fired. Because her auntie was the one working. She worked at the hospital in the emergency room. She was a emergency room nurse. And she was calling that girl, telling her everything that was going on with my nephew. Talking about his husband got shot and he up here and such. And all this and that. Bitch, that's a HIPAA violation. This ain't his wife. This is ex-wife. They divorced. It's final. They're not separated. They are motherfucking divorced. He got another house now with another woman. His other woman is right here with the family. She was with him when he got shot. Well, she was in the store, a different store. He was with his son coming out the barbershop. And a bystander, quick thinking bystander, went in my nephew's pocket and pulled his phone out. And seen somebody listen to his girlfriend. And she called that number, was like, hey, I don't know who this dude is, but he just got shot around here at the mall, and his phone got you listed as his girlfriend. So them on come flying around that corner. Let me read you something out. Don't worry about it, I ain't gotta read this bullshit. Someone came flying around that corner and they got him to the hospital. Probably up in an hour or something. I have to wrap this up, man. I done got so far away from the political aspect and the bullshit that the president is doing. I don't see dude finishing up his term in 4 years. I'm not understanding why he hasn't been re-impeached yet for the third time. I was violating Jimmy Kimmel was a violation of the Constitution, flat out. You gotta take that man's voice from him, because you couldn't take a joke. And we only gonna call it a joke because people laugh at it. Dude be telling the truth, he just said it in a funny way. Which sometimes you gotta put sugar on a bitter pill to be able to swallow it. Highway, I gotta go to some back channels. Hold on, just in case I need to pull over right here. My situation right. So I'm gonna let y'all go. And as always, I'm just afraid to take that long road instead of the wrong road. Do things the long way instead of the wrong way. Call somebody to help, tell somebody you love them. You know I love y'all, man, and I appreciate you. Yeah.